What's up, IronBirds fans? My name is Michael Marcantonini, back for another edition of All Mic'd Up. We're up to episode 7 now on the season. I've got the catchers here for the IronBirds. I got Silas Ardoin and Willems. Guys, thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
appreciate you having us.
So I don't think that catchers get enough credit for what you guys do.
Pinto ready. Runner takes off 1-2 outside. The throw from Ardoin is a good one. Ben Cosme applies the tag, and Silas Ardoin chucks out his 11th attempted base stealer of the season. Runner takes off, pitches a strike, throw down from Willems is a good one. The tag, and they got him. Creed Willems, an absolute seed down to second base.
Go behind the plate for 9 innings wearing that gear, a hot summer days back there. So at this point in the season, getting beat up and all that, how are your bodies feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I mean, coming off of last year, kind of knowing what to expect. I had a little bit more of bumps and bruises last year that kind of affected me, but this year just taking a lot better care of my body, knowing what I need to do coming into it, and then just knowing not to do too much as well.
How about for you, Silas?
Yeah, feeling great. Just like Creed said, it's all about the preparation. And luckily, having a little bit of college experience is somewhat long of a season. This is just a little bit longer, but you have an idea of how to take care of your body and do the things that you need to do to help your team win. And we take a lot of pride in that. So
you guys are here in Aberdeen, but let's first talk about how you guys got here. And Silas, we'll start with you on this one. So you were drafted out of high school, but you decided that you weren't ready. You went to college, played 3 years at Texas. So what did those 3 years as a Longhorn do for you?
those 3 years are a pivotal point in my career, honestly. Going to Texas is the best option for me and the best choice that I think that I could ever make, from a growing standpoint. Going to college, I just felt like I learned so much and I grew up so much and learned how to fail and how to overcome those failures, and learn how to lead a pitching staff of older guys, and that kind of prepared me for this point in my career. And something that I'm really grateful for is that I got to go experience, a collegiate program with so much success like Texas and play for national championships and play in big games, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in.
So Creed, you're from Texas. You were committed to TCU, but you decided to sign out of high school, 8th round pick. So what went into the decision to sign, and what made that the right decision for you?
I think for me, it was one of those things going into it. If I got my number, I was going to take it. And so the way I look at it was, whether I was going to college or coming to pro ball, it was, going to be an opportunity to do what I love. And I think when it came down to it, just the whole draft day, figured out how much I was going to get, and prayed about it quite a bit, and just asked the Lord to kind of guide my steps. And I kind of look at it as if this wasn't the right thing for me, then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do it. So for me, it was all about just kind of getting to the point, understanding, all right, what's going to be the best opportunity for me and what's going to give me the best chance. And I figured getting into pro ball and learning to fail here and growing here was going to be a little bit better for me, I guess I would say, and just kind of learning from other guys that that went to college, so kind of having those as kind of role models and stuff like that, like Silas, into last year and through this year, kind of just learning from him from that maturity side.
So let's go off the point that you make about role models. Well, Silas, for you, your dad played in the big leagues, 5 big league seasons, almost 2 decades of professional baseball. I mean, it's a pretty good track record. So what was it like growing up with a big league dad, and how has he helped you throughout your career?
Yeah, it was awesome. Whenever I was a young age, I didn't really understand what I really had inside my own house until I started to really take baseball very seriously and really started to lean on him for a lot of advice and how to go about my work and how to go about competing and that kind of thing. And it's been big. I'm very appreciative to be able to have that right inside my house, just one phone call away. Growing up, I was in a lot of major league clubhouses, just coming out to the field early with him, and I have a lot of great memories doing that. And now that I'm into professional baseball, it's just awesome. I feel very proud of how far I've come and just learning from him. There's always stuff to learn, and I'm lucky that I have him in my life.
So Creed, for you, tell me about some of your baseball role models, or how much of a baseball family your family is.
So I think mine's my brother. He played college baseball, and he was 7 years older than me, so it was one of those, had plenty of time to watch and learn from him. And he played at Texas Tech, so getting to learn kind of from what he learned throughout his baseball career and just kind of wanting to be like him. And I think that kind of helped me throughout my younger childhood, just understanding that whenever he was in college, I was I want to say 13, 14, so had plenty of time to kind of learn from them and then put it into work throughout high school. So I think my main one is my brother. So, and then I think another thing outside of baseball is just like watching my parents. Like my dad works in the as a mechanic in the oil field. So like seeing him work as hard as he does, and him and my mom both, the hours that they put into it, like taking time away from the house. My mom, taking all the time to help her students out and stuff like that, kind of just made me like really value the aspect of hard work.
Talking about learning from people, whether it's baseball or off the baseball field, what have you guys been able to learn from other guys within the Orioles organization, specifically catchers?
Yeah, I would just say that we're very fortunate to have guys like them leading our org and leading our catching in our org. Adley, just a role model in the game, goes about it the right way each and every day, works his butt off. That's something that we try to do every single day, and we watch his every step, and that's something that's just not every org is lucky enough to have. And then James McCann, just a great leader, has a lot of experience. He's been there, he's done it. We were actually fortunate enough to have him come over here and play a couple games for us, and just to watch him go about his work and be professional. That's something that we can learn a lot from, and we're just lucky.
What have you been able to learn from those guys, Creed?
Yeah, so last year I was fortunate enough to spend a couple months with Adley down in Florida while he was rehabbing, and then at early camp during the lockout and everything, just kind of soaking it all up from him. And one thing that like really stood out to me was just going out there every day, having fun, and not taking it for granted, because you never know if you're going to have the same opportunity tomorrow. I think it's just all about like soaking it all in. And then last year was fortunate enough to kind of get to talk to Robinson Chirinos about it at some of the big league spring training games, and just talking to him, he was just like one of those like just relax and have fun. Don't try to get ahead of yourself, but just kind of let it come to you and just have fun with it.
Got to give a shout out to James McCann specifically, because I heard earlier in the season that he bought a ping pong table for the clubhouse after he rehabbed here. So what's it like seeing a guy do something like that for the guys in the next wave?
I think it's just setting the example. He's, like I said earlier, he's been there, he's done it, he's been in our shoes also, and he's had a lot of success at the higher levels, and he just never thinks he's too big for anybody. He takes a lot of pride in treating everybody the same, and that's something that we can all learn from. And just him buying the ping pong table instead of buying his food, that's just a small example of the kind of leader that he is, and very happy and very fortunate that he was able to come down here and work with us.
Have you guys used the ping pong table a lot?
Every day.
Yes.
Every day.
All right, so I asked you guys to bring your catcher's gloves here because I wanted to ask you about breaking in a catcher's mitt. Now, I played catcher throughout my baseball career, so I've got love for the guys that go behind the plate. So I guess first question for you guys, how long does it typically take from the time you get a new glove until it's game ready in your mind?
It changes from glove to glove. I've had a couple gloves that break in pretty quick, and then I've had some that have taken me a little longer. This one took me about a month, and it was just I got it like right when the season started. So started out like every day during our individual catchers work, I was using it, working on it, and then catching bullpens as soon as I could, and going from there. So for me, I usually first day I get it, I put a ball in there and I wrap it with the belt, and that's just to kind of create that pocket where I want it. And then from there, just next day get there, kind of beat it a little bit with my hand, kind of form it how I want, however I want to do it. And then from there, just taking reps, off the machine or playing catch or whatever that, just because like I feel like for anybody, you're going to get the best closure for your certain hand and how you want it actually using it instead of beating it with the mallet.
How about for you, Silas? What's the process like of breaking in a mitt?
Yeah, I mean, just to go off what Creed said, I think you can break in a mitt as fast as you really need it, right? Some guys need it by tomorrow, so they're going to catch as much as they can with it today. They're going to play catch with it. They're going to catch every bullpen with it. They're going to get on the machine for extra work. Just continue to catch the ball over and over and over again to form your mitt and break in how you want. That's kind of how I just go about breaking in my gloves. I don't do anything crazy like wrapping it in a sock or putting it under my bed or anything. They got guys that do that. I don't do any of that. I just like to get it and play catch with it as much as I can and form it how I want as I'm playing catch, and I just condition it with leather conditioner, and that's about it.
All right, yeah, so, I mean, some similarities, some differences to how you break it in. But one of the things I wanted to get to was the day-to-day grind of catching. Now, Creed, when I talked to you earlier this season about, just going back there every night and catching, one of the things that you said you were trying to find was the happy medium between getting your work in before the game, but not tiring yourself out to a point where, you're gassed before the game even starts. So how have you been able to find that balance?
I think coming off of last year, there was times that, you'd really pound it and pound it and pound it, and you'd get super tired for the game, and then next thing you know, game comes around and it's the 5th inning, and you're like, dude, I'm exhausted. So I think it kind of just depends day to day. Like some days you feel better than other days. So it's just kind of getting out there, kind of getting the work you need. Whether, like today we worked on catchers, pop-ups, and bunts, like something that we wanted to work on. Some days we get out there, receive, block, transfer. It's just kind of just depends day to day how your body feels and just kind of knowing your limits.
How have you been able to find that balance, Silas?
Yeah, I'm big on routines and have a catching routine that I do every time that I play, and it's right before the game. It doesn't take very long. It's not a ton of reps, and that's just something that I do every single day. I think just that little bit that we could focus on every single day builds up throughout the season as far as the workload goes, and it helps you to just get your mind right for the game, but also doesn't wear you out too much. And it's pretty simple. I go through some receiving drills, and then I move on to transfers and then blocking, and just make sure I can get all types of reps that will get me ready to go help my team win. And like Creed said, the days that I might not be catching, I'll do a little bit extra. Maybe I'll catch more off the machine or block more or focus on one thing. And today, like you said, it was pop-ups and bunt plays, and maybe another day that we're not starting behind the dish, we'll do tag plays or something, just something small every single day that we can just sharpen our tools.
So take me through a day where you guys are starting behind the dish. So I'm talking everything from pregame routine, meetings, early work, BP, catching the starting pitcher in the bullpen, all things like that. We'll start with you, Creed.
For me, usually get to the field and pretty much go straight to the weight room, try to get the body loose, whether I have a lift or just an activation. And then from there, kind of just go get my early hitting in, kind of take care of everything like that, like a normal day. And then after that, kind of just relax, let the body kind of relax, not try to stay out of the sun as much as possible. Especially like on this turf, being out there, it can, get pretty toasty. But then after that, hang out in the clubhouse, play some ping pong. And then once BP rolls around, coming out here, catcher always sits in the first group, the starting catcher for the night. And then as soon as we're done with that, we go inside. We go over like whoever's pitching that night or whoever's like in line to pitch, like tandem or whatever. We go over their stuff, what plays for each hitter, and then go over that for everybody who is scheduled to pitch. And then after that, we have a hitters meeting. So we're all in there, go over some good stuff from the night before, some stuff that we saw, talk about hitting, watch the pitcher that we're facing, and then after that, around usually for me 6:10, I start heading out to the bullpen, start to get loose, and then 6:20 start my catching work off the machine. Just try to get some receiving in, transfers, blocks, some footwork, just kind of get the body moving, feel good, everything that I feel like I need in the game. And then from there, 6:30 throw, and then usually 6:40 to whenever the pitcher gets on the mound, I usually try to relax, kind of just stay in the shade, get hydrated, and go from there.
I love how detailed the plan is before the game, and of course it's going to be different for a catcher versus a position player or a pitcher. Silas, you're doing a lot of those same things, but what do you do that's maybe a little differently or that works for you?
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot. Creed nailed it right there. Show up to the field early, stretch, get the body right, go throughout our day, just like he said right there. It's pretty similar. I mean, we have a lot of meetings, we have a lot of work that we have to do to get ready for the game, but that's just what we love. It's what we sign up for, and it seems like a lot, but really to us, it's not, because it's our job and it's what we love to do.
It's just a normal day.
I love that, guys. And like I said, always got love for the guys behind the plate with the work that you guys do. So I'm going to wrap up this interview with a little random rapid round. So I'm going to throw out just some random questions for you. Silas, we'll start with you on question number 1. Favorite MLB catcher growing up?
I would say my dad, but on the other hand, my first jersey that was a catcher was Yadi Molina. It's my favorite.
How about you, Creed?
Buster Posey.
All right, yeah, two studs, probably 2 future Hall of Famers. At least I think they should be.
For sure.
All right, question number 2, Creed, we'll go with you on this one. If you had to pick one actor to co-star in a movie with, who would you co-star with?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
All right, that's good stuff there. How about you, Silas?
Kevin Hart.
Okay, all right. Kevin Hart, a Philly guy. I love that. All right, question 3. If you had to use another teammate's walk-up song, whose would you pick, Silas?
That's a tough one. I'm going to go with a Lion one. Let's go with Freddie. I really like, I don't know, I like the flow of his.
All right, I like the flow. All right, Creed, you got
I think I would agree with that. Every time it comes on, I'm in the dugout or, in the on-deck circle or whatever, kind of bobbing my head, singing along.
Hard not to sing it even though we don't know the words.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, I got the headset on up in the broadcast booth, but certain guys, they come up and I'm jamming out a little bit. I'm telling you, I know who comes up when. All right, question number 4. What's your go-to binge-watch TV show, Creed?
Outer Banks.
Okay.
Shooter.
All right. See, I like that you guys are quick with these answers. Some guys take a little while, but you guys have right off the top of the head. All right, last one for you, Silas. We'll start with you. If you weren't playing professional baseball, what would you be doing for work?
That's a question that I literally have no idea how to answer. I don't know. I'll just go with coaching because I really have no idea.
All right, how about you, Creed?
Probably real estate.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. He's selling houses. All right, yeah, keep that in mind for after the playing days. All right, Silas Ardoin, Creed Willems. They got the 2 catchers here for the IronBirds. My name's Michael Marcantonini. Guys, thanks for taking the time here on episode 7 of All Mic'd Up.
Thank you for
having us. Appreciate it.
It's a wrap.
Runner goes, 0-2, swing and a miss. Throw down from Ardoin, right on the money. The tag got him. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Runner goes, pitch misses outside. Good throw from Willems. It's on the money. The tag, it's in time.